Well, hello everybody and welcome to the November edition of the Agricology vlog. November's a great time to come and talk to you about turkeys, and here we are in the turkey range. We rear a traditional bronze turkey, and when you bring your turkeys in back in the summer, sort of end of June, early July, you can either bring a day-old poult, heat them under brooders and rear them on, and they cost considerably less, or you can go for a 6-week-old off-heat poult. And we've done that for the last couple of years. Mortality is extremely low, about 0.5%, so it works really well. The reason we have turkeys here was we invested quite a lot of money in a sheep shed here that you can see behind me. And anybody that watches the vlogs regularly would have seen me in the sheep shed after Christmas last year. Of course, the sheep lamb in the spring and out they go to grass, and then this shed is virtually empty. And so we clean the whole thing out and set it up for turkeys. It's a very simple thing to do. I've built my own feeders. We're going to show you those in a wee while. And they actually take very little looking after. The big thing with a turkey is to keep the stress levels down to a minimum and provide them with great range. We planted trees in here about 10 years ago, and as you can see, they've grown considerably. What a turkey will do is he'll come out of the house in the morning. Every one of them will be out and be hundreds of meters away from the house. And they see the trees as a real form of safety, because what they think something is going to come out of the sky and predate them. So they'll run across to these trees and everybody will be under here really comfortably all day long. About lunchtime they'll usually wander back, eat, drink, and on really bright days when there's a blue sky and very few clouds, they'll actually range less. And it's simply because they can't determine whether there's a bird of prey going to come out of the sky. So range is really important. These have a fantastic life, and range, as soon as they're feathered up enough, they're out ranging and they know where home is. So the guys put them away at dark every night now. So we'll go over and have a look in the house. Okay, so we're actually inside the turkey residence now, back in the sheep shed. You can see there's quite a few birds in here now. It's midday, and what you'll find is a lot of them will come back to the building. Now, the feeding system in here I designed myself about 10 years ago. And what we've got is 5 2-ton bins here. You can get 2 tons of feed into each one. You see the pipe travelling along the top here. There's a valve on every bin, and so when we put our feed in, we blow it in. And when we've got one bin full, we'll close that valve and it'll fill the next one, and so on and so on. So it probably takes about 20 minutes to feed 1,000 turkeys every 3 weeks, which works really well. Now on to feeding. Obviously when they come and they're turkey poults, are just small birds, we feed them on a starter crumb. Very quickly after, they'll go on to a pellet. Obviously that's 100% organic. What I do then is, from about the end of September, early October, we'll start incorporating homegrown oats into the feed. And I found that works particularly well. So quite a large percentage of their diet now are oats that I've grown on the farm. It's a great sustainability story. But more than that, you know, an oat is an oil-based cereal. And I'm absolutely sure that if you feed a turkey oats, he'll put quite a lot of fat down inside his body, and it makes for a beautiful, flavoursome turkey. So oats, for me, is the way forward with turkeys, and we just incorporate that with the feed and blow it in at the same time. As far as managing the birds go, buy them in as day-olds. Yes, you've got to brood them and you've got to look after them and you've got to be really careful with them. Buy them in as 6-week-old off-heat. They'll come in, get them into a small area and let them expand as they grow into larger areas until they're in the full housing capacity of your building. But then after that, as long as they're stress-free, they're pretty troublesome-free as well. So we just put them on a straw deep litter. So the guys will just put a fresh bit of straw in every other day. Water's really important, so we've got bell drinkers actually in our building that's on the mains. Just check that every day, make sure it's fresh. And then when the birds are actually in the house, I'm actually absolutely sure that daylight, natural daylight, is a wonderful thing. So lots of light in your shed if you can get it, and fresh air. So I'm standing in a house here and 1,000 turkeys live in here, and I'm not getting that acrid ammonia smell. It's nice fresh air. Because what turkeys can be a pain at is actually pecking each other, you know, a kind of cannibalism, and you don't want that. If we did see 1 or 2 that were being pecked, they'd be removed straight away, popped into a small pen until it's dried up, sorted itself out and then reintroduced them. But it's a problem that we've really eradicated by providing this sort of wonderful environment for them. So I hope that's helped a little bit, and if you think about rearing turkeys, don't be frightened of it. It's quite a simple process and a simple thing to manage, and they really are very little work, and there's a ready market for very nice free-range turkeys. We go with these traditional bronze turkeys. I think it's the way forward, and we look to produce a 6.5 kilogram, what's that, about 14-15 pound oven ready turkey. Thanks very much, see you next month.